Okay, I think we should be live. I'm not sure, to be honest. But I think so. And I can hear myself in the background. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay, welcome everyone to this impromptu Nmkr live stream. Today is a big day. Today is Nmkr Ico day. We launched our first public ICO 4 hours ago, and we had quite some like a big amount of people actually participating already, and my DMs everywhere are just getting spammed on Telegram, on Discord, on Twitter. Yeah, it's just I've been just going around from one group to the other group. But now we're here, and I think the stream is also working. At least Ico is saying that it's working. Thank you for that. I had some difficulties with setting it up, but now we're here. And the plan for the stream is honestly to be like a very relaxed stream. We're just gonna talk about the ICO. I'm gonna talk about the token, about its utility, about how to participate in the ICO, stuff like that, basically. And if you have any questions about the ICO, now is actually the perfect time to answer these questions. So feel free to just ask whatever interests you. I'll do my best to answer everything. And until then, I'm actually gonna go over and switch my desktop. 1 second. I have a million tabs open, or a million windows open. Okay. So. Okay, now I'm gonna switch it over. Okay, now you can see. Okay, you can see the desktop, but you can't see me. That's very unfortunate, of course. We have to change that. So as you can tell, this is all a little bit impromptu. Okay, now you can see me, but it's too big. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. And I'm also gonna mirror it because I hate seeing myself like that. Like in the wrong direction. Okay, cool. So I think now we're here. If you can still hear me, if you can still see me, and if you can see the monitor, please write in the chat that everything is fine. Then I know everything is fine. If not, please just write that something is going wrong, and then I'll fix that. So first of all, you're very, very welcome to the stream. So as I mentioned, we just launched our ICO. We actually started the pre-sale over 2 weeks ago, I think, almost 2 weeks ago. And then we launched the ICO just now. So the ICO is open to the public, and the pre-sale was more for like strategic investors because we had a lot of interest from great companies that we wanted to invest into our company or into our token rather. And then after that we started the ICO, and the ICO now is open to anyone, so you can all participate. And I'm extremely excited about all of this because it's also my first ICO. And just to go back a little, when we started this whole journey with Fahim, who's also in the chat here, when we started this like almost a year ago, actually a little bit longer than a year ago, we got approached by exchanges and by platforms to launch ICOs very quickly. So yeah, like people were crazy. They were like, oh my god, Cardano, NFTs and so on, let's do an ICO right now. You're the first ones, let's do it. And we were thinking about it really hard back then, but then we decided against it because we essentially figured out, okay, it might not make sense to launch an ICO right now. We should focus on building something first. We should focus on getting a real utility for our token and stuff like that. So we did that. We built Nmkr. We built Nmkr version 2, or Pro rather to speak, and we launched Nmkr Pro, and then we launched almost 1 million NFTs up until this point on Cardano, which is a really good number in my opinion. And we've shown and proven that we can build stuff and that we are able to really deliver when it's needed, right? And now, a year later, we have decided, okay, now is the perfect time for an ICO. So now might be the perfect time to go from what we have built so far to the next level. So we wanted to really show this to people and tell them, okay, you know, we have built something, a lot of people use it. Now let's help us bring this whole ecosystem to the next level by bringing in a token with actual use case which makes sense in the like grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of our token, of our products, and and also give us additional funding, of course, to build amazing products on Cardano. That's what we want to do. We want to make NFTs on Cardano accessible to everyone. That's kind of our goal, our motto, so to speak. So we thought about it for many months. We have written a very exhaustive white paper that you can actually read through, and maybe we're gonna go through it in a bit also. It has a lot of pages. I think it's 79 pages. Let me check. 78 pages. Okay, so it's quite long, right? And we have a lot of like information about what we want to build there. We have a lot of information about what we want to do with the token, and we'll go over that in a bit. But that is what we focused on. And you know, then we thought, okay, just launching a token is actually not that easy. You know, minting NFTs is easy, but the token is very different from a legal perspective as well. Like, we can't just go ahead and launch a token, unfortunately. And I talked to a lot of lawyers, and we spent a lot of money talking to lawyers. So we decided to partner with an exchange, a very regulated and compliant exchange called LCX, to launch this token. So LCX is this exchange right here that you can see on the screen. They are essentially like a regulated exchange from Liechtenstein, as I mentioned. Let me just sign out here. Where's the... here's the LCX webpage. Exactly. So they're a regulated exchange, and they have all the legal requirements to issue such a token in Europe without any, you know, problems, essentially. And that is really what was important for us, to be compliant in launching this token, because we don't want to have any, you know, bad experiences in like 5 years or so. So we want to be correct from the start. We want to launch this token correct from the start and build upon a solid foundation. So LCX is our partner of choice. We launched the ICO today with them. We also did the pre-sale with them. And yeah, and they are basically what we're using. So before I forget it, actually, let me just share this stream on Twitter as well, because I think a lot of people might be interested in the streams, and a lot of people had questions, right, about, you know, different things in the ICO. Oop, just heard myself. So can't see what I'm doing right now because I'm doing it on a second screen. So, okay, here we go. Okay, post it. Please feel free to share, and feel free to you know, ask me questions in the chat. But until there are any questions, I'm just gonna go through everything that I want to say about it, about the token in general, and then we'll just get to the questions when they come up. Okay, so yes, let's start with what we have done so far, you know, and what our plans are for the future. So what we have done is we launched NFT Maker version 1 back in the day in 2021. That was our first product, and you can still use NFT Maker version 1. It's a little bit slow because my internet connection is a little bit slow here. And yeah, so NFT Maker version 1 was what we initially started, and it was like a very simple minting tool. You can mint in 3 steps, and I'm always surprised at how many people are actually still using NFT Maker version 1. I mean, all these pictures here, like let's look at this one, for example. That was created very recently, like today, actually. That's crazy, right? So this page is still being used by people. And in addition to that, After NFT Maker version 1, we launched NFT Maker Pro, which is like a more large-scale, more professional minting tool. You might all be familiar with that. That's the tool which has minted over 950,000 NFTs on Cardano. This number here is actually correct. So if we add this number plus the number from version 1, I think we're almost at 1 million. And that tool is very accessible because it has a lot of like developer resources and stuff like that to make minting large-scale collections as easy as possible. Okay, so we focused on that for the last months, and I think that was very successful, and that was a lot of like hard work, honestly, and a lot of pain. And after this, now that we have this running system, we decided, okay, what are we going to do? How can we further contribute to the Cardano NFT ecosystem or the NFT ecosystem in general? We thought about it, okay, what can we build? And all our tools are very much aligned in one way. So they're specifically made to make NFTs accessible and focus on the user experience. So we have built a payment gateway, which you might also be familiar with. This is what it looks like. That's our payment gateway. It's a little bit like the PayPal checkout system in a way. And, it implements all the different wallets. I have all of them installed, so they're all visible. And you can just simply, use this to mint an NFT very easily. And it's focusing on accessibility, as I mentioned. So we have different languages. We have German, we have Spanish, we have Portuguese, and that is really one of the core features of our products at the moment. So payment gateway, that was the next thing that we built. Now we have the payment gateway, we have NFT Maker Pro, we have NFT Maker version 1. What is next? What does make sense in the context of making NFTs accessible? And we thought about it, and then we decided, okay, the next thing that we should focus on is actually building a marketplace. So we want to build a marketplace. We want to make NFTs even more accessible to the customers or to the end users, and especially to people who have never touched an NFT before, who have never bought ADA, who don't have an ADA wallet. So we are building this marketplace, and we have been building it for a long time. And we actually have a video on YouTube from our NFT Maker birthday that you can take a look at, where Fahim, our designer, is looking through the marketplace and explaining it in a little bit more detail and showing it and showing what it will look like. So feel free to check that out. And here the goal, as I mentioned, is not to really compete with all the other NFT marketplaces out there, but instead build something which brings in new people, which makes the pie bigger. It's always about making the pie bigger than it previously was, and then bringing more people from the outside world into the NFT world, because I believe that NFTs are really something for everyone. Everyone should own an NFT, and that is what we want to focus on, making it accessible. So we are building the marketplace. It's coming soon. I'm extremely excited about that. And the marketplace is going to interact with the payment gateway, because the payment gateway will be the checkout system for the marketplace. And it's going to interact with NFT Maker Pro, because NFT Maker Pro is the foundation for all of our products. So essentially, marketplace, payment gateway, and NFT Maker Pro are all connected. And all these white label drops that we have here on the landing page, they're also connected, because they're all also building upon NFT Maker Pro. So we try to build like this huge ecosystem of NFTs, but we all connected with each other. And that is our strength. I don't think there's any other company doing that or any other project doing that at the moment. So that is really what we're focusing on. And there are a few more things here that we want to build. So for example, we are going to build an NFT license. We're building a web wallet. We have a stake pool. Actually, this is not coming soon. It's already live. We are building a game launchpad, and we are building a white label NFT marketplace system, kind of like Shopify, to make it easier for people who don't want to end up on the like big marketplaces like OpenSea and so on, to create their own stuff. That is kind of the goal. A question here in the chat from Lundas Amor. So why should anyone own an NFT? So I'm a programmer. I like to look at things from the technology side of things. And in the end, NFTs are just non-fungible tokens. They're just a tool to prove ownership. And for the beginning, we have this tool mostly in the art world. So we have all these 10K drops, we have the Bored Apes, we also have fine art, what we are as NFT Maker are pushing. But the art world is basically the entry point. But now we are expanding this from the art world more towards the regular world. There are many things that you need a flexible proof of ownership for. Like even having proof of ownership over your car or your house or anything like that makes a lot of sense, because NFTs make things more efficient. With an NFT, you can easily trade your car or the ownership over your car like in an instant, automatically in some cases. And of course, for cars, it's a little bit abstract, but it's also working for many other things. So it really, like in the ideal world, you don't even know that you are owning an NFT. You just own the NFT and interact with products that use this NFT. And in the end, in the end, you basically don't know that you're using it, and you just benefit from it. So, Koi McEoin, that's a very strange name. You are writing that you were impressed with LCX, but have heard that the support isn't great. I am talking to LCX. I'm in a private chat with LCX and with the CEO and the CTO and so on. And we are working with them to make sure that it's a little bit smoother in the future. But for now, it is working. All the features that you need to participate in the ICO are working the way you expect them to work. So, and if you have any questions, just reach out to us or to LCX directly. Either way, we will solve your issues. Okay. Yes. So let me further expand on my monologue about what we want to build with NFT Maker. And to do so, I'm actually going to open the white paper and open this a little bit. So I'm just going to go through the white paper quickly. It's going to take some time, but yeah, you'll see. So the first part is this abstract, which is basically like the summary of the white paper. And it's very similar to what I just said. We are focusing on creating this NFT ecosystem. We want to really interconnect all the different products that we're building, and we want to focus on making NFTs accessible to everyone. So that is our goal. With the token, with our whole ecosystem and so on. And the token is basically like the glue between all these different products. And we have this nice scorecard of what exactly is happening with the token. So we have our products here, we have the marketplace, we have the minting and smart contract API, we have the wallet, stake pool, payment gateway, award show, NFT licensees, white label marketplace, game launchpad, and so on. So we have all this in here. We have the total token supply, which will be 10 billion. We think that's a nice number, but in the end, token supply doesn't really matter, to be honest, because it's all about the market cap. Then we are using the Cardano blockchain, of course. That's the blockchain that the token will be issued on. And we have multiple different token distribution events. So we have a pre-sale ICO, which already happened, which is actually completely sold out. Then we have a public ICO. We have an IDO, because we clearly know that a lot of people don't like to do KYC and all this kind of stuff. So we will offer it through the DEXs. And then we will have stake pool rewards for everyone staking on our Nmkr stake pool. Then we're doing an airdrop of a very small percentage of 1.4% of the whole token supply, actually. And then the most tokens will go to the community who is actively using our products. That's kind of the goal. So if we scroll down here, we have a few more things. We have what we stand for. I think I already repeated that many times, making NFTs accessible to everyone. We have our view of NFTs as technological infrastructure of the future. Also, as I just explained, that NFTs in the ideal world don't even have to be seen. Like as an end user, you don't even have to know what NFTs are. You just have to use them, and you have to benefit from them. And we have our team, the amazing people here. We have our amazing designer Fahim. We have Peter, who's really deep into the gaming part of things and responsible for the gaming launchpad. We have Sasha, who's actually my father, but he has a lot of experience in developing things, and he now took over the project lead for Nmkr Pro. And we have Anne-Christine, who is just brilliant in finances and doing all the hard stuff about finances and legal stuff that I can't do or don't know how to do. So she's doing that. We have Christian, who is basically our guru when it comes to talking to other people, to partners, but also managing the company internally. And he's really helping me as COO of the company a lot to bring this from like a small startup with just a few people into something bigger. Then we have Chris, our marketing guy. Marketing guy is maybe not a good term. Our marketing genius. No, that's also not good enough. But I've known Chris for many years, and he's been just incredible in setting up the whole press and marketing system and team that we're building, that we're using. And we have Max, who I've also been knowing for a long time, who's also like from my university and just a technologically very great programmer, and he's actually the lead for the marketplace. So and many other people that are not listed here, but this is basically our team. And I think we have a really strong team actually. We have been putting everything into building our team as good as possible. We really want to focus on this because a strong team is what makes the products work and makes the vision work in a way. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna skip out of here into the chat for a second. And another question from Lunda Samor. When can we get the tokens to our Nami or any other wallet? Yes, very good question actually. So the way we have set up the sale is, right, we have 3 different big token distribution events. We have the ICO, we have the pre-sale, and we have the IDO. And the idea is that the ICO and the pre-sale, they are both vested. So the ICO is actually vested for 6 months. So for 6 months, you won't be able to put the full amount of tokens into your wallet. But instead, what you can do is on a daily basis, you will be able to unlock them. So on a daily basis, you will be able to say, okay, now I'm going to withdraw a few tokens, then the next day a few more, and so on. And that will start after the ICO is finished and after the token is listed on LCX as a regular exchange pair. So it's gonna take some time, but yeah, that's how it works. And what we try to achieve here is we want to discourage the market getting swamped with Nmkr tokens, especially before there's any utility to the tokens. So at the moment, you participate in the ICO and you get rewarded for that by essentially having a lower price than if you were to participate at a later stage. But you also have to be included in this vesting scheme. So you have vesting, but you also have a lower price. That's kind of the deal that we're offering here. Another question here from Baduk. The prices for pre-sale, ICO, and IDO are not the same. So we want to encourage people to come in very early. So the ICO is actually cheaper, has a lower price than the IDO. So as I just explained, we have a vesting fee period of 6 months, but you will also get your tokens cheaper than through the IDO. So participating now is the way to go, I think, if you want to get in as early as possible. Yeah, so then back to the white paper. This is actually about our origins. So here we just explain how it all started, all this stuff. Here it's about why we are so focused on Cardano, why we are building it blockchain agnostic, but Cardano is our first love and we are issuing the token on Cardano. Then after that, we have a long text about regulation and why we think the way we are launching the token is very good and very compliant and why that's important. Just to summarize, we don't want to end up in 5 years or who knows how many years with any problems that might qualify this token as something different that we anticipate and make it difficult for holders, but also for us as a company to continue working on the token. So we want to be completely compliant, completely secure, and make sure that this token won't have any issues in the future. And yeah, then we have a text here about building the ecosystem that is just explaining all the different products that I already explained to you in some regards from the landing page. So NFT Maker Pro, the tool that we use to mint all these NFTs, the backend, the foundation for everything that we do in a way. Then the marketplace, which we are currently building, which is going to be amazing, I can tell you that much. And if you want to learn more about the marketplace, then feel free to check out our video about our NFT Maker birthday, which was released only a few weeks ago. 1 week ago? I think, yeah, one week ago. Exactly 1 week ago, actually. And the marketplace is very much focused on onboarding people into the space. It's not so much about satisfying the people that already know how to use NFTs and how to know how to trade them. Of course, it's also going to be great for them, but it's also really about onboarding new people into this NFT world. We have a long text about that. Then about the payment gateway, which is kind of, our implementation of NFT Maker Pro in the market gateway, in the marketplace, but also in white label products. Then we have our stake pool, which is very interesting because we approach the whole stake pool system on Cardano very differently than many other projects. So we want to give our users the long-term incentive to stake with us. So we are not only distributing tokens through the stake pool, but we are also giving discounts and other benefits to people who are staking to Nmkr, to our stake pool. So we really want to use the stake pool as kind of a system for you to become a member of this whole NFT Maker ecosystem. That's always the goal. If you what we try to achieve here is if you participate in one part of the NFT Maker ecosystem, you should get benefits in the other part. That's the goal. We want everything to be connected. Then another very interesting topic that we have on our radar is actually a wallet. So we are building a wallet, but we do not want to build a wallet just for, sorry for that, for competing sake. So we don't want to compete with Nami or Yoroi or any of these other wallets. But instead, what we want to do is we want to build a wallet specifically, again, for onboarding people into the NFT ecosystem. So if you pay with fiat and you pay with your credit card or PayPal or something like that, which we are working on integrating into the payment gateway, then you also need to store your NFT somewhere. And you most likely do not have a wallet yet. So what we will do is we will have a super easy to use wallet, which is a lot easier in setting up than all the other wallets. And we make the flow from paying in the payment gateway with fiat to this wallet as easy as possible. That's our goal there. Then the game launchpad, I think we have a very interesting concept for the game launchpad. So we want to experiment with this a little bit. It's more like a smaller project with more iteration cycles because we do not know if it works or how it works, but we have a good plan on finding out what to do. And the idea here is essentially to not focus on play to earn or any of these other crypto concepts, but instead what we want to do is we want to launch this game launchpad and focus on regular games and solve a real life problem for them. So what problem do regular games have that can be solved with NFTs? The problem of DRM, digital rights management. So if you buy a video game, you go to Steam, you go to Uplay or any of these other services, you buy it there and you are logged into their system. And the developers and publishers of the games, they do not like you selling your game on the secondary market because they don't profit off of that. But you, as a gamer, you actually want to sell your game on the secondary market because you buy a game, you play through it, you want to sell it off, something like that, or you just don't like it, want to sell it. So what we try to achieve here is we want to use the system of NFTs and basically combine the NFT with the game license so that when you have the NFT, you will be able to play the game. And when you want to sell it, you will be able to simply sell the NFT. And that way, through the royalties that the NFT can generate, the publishers and developers will be able to participate in this whole sale. So that is like a really strong concept in my opinion. The issue there is, we are not game developers. We have some people who are experienced with that, like Peter, but what we really need to do is we need to build a proof of concept and then bring it to the game developers and then explain to them, okay, this is what we try to achieve. Do you like it? And then if they like it, we will iterate on it with the game developers and with the game publishers to make sure that it actually fits the target audience, it fits the market, and that we can bring NFTs into this gaming market without having to rely on regular play-to-earn stuff. Okay, very long text I've got about the game launchpad. Feel free to also read all of this. It's all available under nftmaker.io/whitepaper. And yeah, okay, just checking here for the chat. Lundas Amor, full disclaimer, you're not part of this company, you don't own Bitcoin. Yeah, I also don't own Bitcoin. We don't do anything with Bitcoin. We are a Cardano project. Okay, let's go to the next step of the white paper. So NFT licensees, this is also a really important topic for us. When you buy NFTs at the moment, you often do not know what exactly you are buying. So we want to fix this. We want to introduce licensees, which are actually a real license in collaboration. As we develop them in collaboration with our lawyers, and we want to make sure that these licensees are actually binding, and the people that buy the NFTs and the people that sell the NFTs know exactly what they are buying with NFTs and what they are selling with the NFTs. So we want to kind of create clarity in this world, because when you buy a Bored Ape, you are actually buying the intellectual property rights of the Bored Ape. Same goes for Spacebuds, but in many cases that is also just assumed and you don't really know what you are buying. So we want to ensure that when you buy the NFT, you really know, okay, now I'm buying the intellectual property rights, or now I'm buying nothing, or now I'm buying the rights to print it on my t-shirt or stuff like that. So we have been working with lawyers on this, and we are going to release these licensees pretty quickly, I believe, and then hopefully provide some more clarity in the space. Good question here from Lunda Samora again regarding the game launchpad. How far are you there? So we have an MVP which we are currently building. I would say it's a few weeks away from being final, but yeah, as I mentioned, we are trying to not build a huge platform at once like we are doing with NFT Maker Pro and on the marketplace, but instead we want to build a very small project, the MVP, and then test out the concept and iterate on the concept. So it's going to be a small MVP, and then we will, and MVP stands for minimum viable product, by the way, if you don't know, and then we will test it out. Good question here from Novapol. Are there any plans to handle the VAT, so the value-added tax? I actually had to translate it here. I know what VAT is, of course, but I didn't know the actual words for this abbreviation in the future. So no, at the moment they are not. Maybe in the future, but at the moment they are not. And there's also no clarity if you actually have to pay these taxes in many cases, because it depends on in which country your buyers essentially are. So we leave that in the hands of the people selling at the moment, but maybe. Okay, CNFT Awards, very quickly. We held the first CNFT Awards a few months ago, and it was a big success. So it was an award show for Cardano NFTs, and we tried to display Cardano NFTs and what has become of Cardano NFTs in the first years of their existence. And it was really fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. We actually hired an orchestra to compose some music for us. and it's just one of these like little side projects that we do, which we like, and where we try to provide value to the community. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I hope many other people did too. So now we are a little bit over the half of this white paper, and we're actually coming to the partner project part. So, you know, one of the things that we as NFT Maker do is we work a lot with partner projects. So we build not only the NFT minting tools for them, but we actually help them build their websites, help them build their white label projects, and so on. That is a lot of work, and there is a lot of like great stuff in there. So we worked with Bougie.io, which is like a gallery in Miami, and we helped them bring their vision to life. We worked with Ore. We worked with Ayanet, who's an iPhone photographer. So she only takes pictures with her iPhone. It is often featured by Apple and so on. So we help all these different projects, and we partner with them, and we really focus on bringing quality to the Cardano NFT world and help these projects deliver quality and stay here for the long term. That is our goal with these partner projects. Yes, I'm not gonna focus too much on these. Instead, I'm gonna scroll down to third-party projects. So that is just a list of the projects that actually used NFT Maker. It's a very long list, and it is growing every single day. It's kind of crazy. This is not even a third of what projects used NFT Maker. But NFT Maker Pro is an open platform. So everything that we are building to build our own marketplace, right? It's the foundation for our marketplace. It's the foundation for all partner projects, for the payment gateway, and so on, is open to anyone. And you can just register and launch your own project through NFT Maker Pro very easily. And we've seen many, many great projects launched that way. And this is just a list of some of these projects that have launched through NFT Maker, and I'm very happy to have this many amazing projects that have trusted us and that really have built amazing stuff through NFT Maker. Another very important topic that we are focusing on is the education. So for us, it's really important that we not only create stuff, but we also educate people on how to use it, and we educate people on the blockchain and on the potential of NFTs. So we have created a knowledge hub where we are educating about that. Let me just share that here with you. So this is our knowledge hub. Here we have a lot of like step-to-step tutorials, step-by-step tutorials for NFT Maker, but we also have some information about NFTs in general, about metadata, about, you know, all the questions that you might have about NFTs. And there's a lot of good information in here, and this is only the starting point. So we want to focus on this. We want to create tutorials. We want to educate wherever we can on our social channels, on YouTube, and so on. And that's really important to us to, you know, educate people on our future, on our products and projects, and also the blockchain. I mean, then we have a roadmap here. We have finally the most interesting part, the part about the Nmkr token, and that's hopefully the part of why you're here in the white paper. So we have created this token. As I said, it's called Nmkr. And the idea is really to connect the whole ecosystem, to be the glue between all the different projects that we are doing. And we have a few different good use cases for the token already, which we are integrating. And there will be more use cases also in the future. And and we really try to give this token some utility. So it's not just a random token. We didn't launch it to be a random token. Instead, we launched it because we see real life utility for this token, and we want to make it a part of our ecosystem. So one of these use cases is actually the artist verification and fraud protection, or prevention rather. And that is very interesting. That is actually one of the biggest use cases I personally can think of. Because if you think about it from like a very high level, all the different platforms on the internet, like Airbnb and eBay and so on, they are all like monopolies over trust. So basically, what happens is that if you go to Airbnb, you trust Airbnb to filter out the people who are actually going to book your apartment or who are actually renting apartments, and the people who do not do that. And you have like trust systems there, so you can rate these people and so on. And this is something which should not be in the hands of a few people or a few companies. So instead, it should be in the hands of everyone. It should be decentralized, right? So we try to decentralize this. And the way we try to decentralize it is through introducing a, how do you call it? A trust score. Yeah, exactly. So introduce a trust score that is bound to your wallet and ideally also bound to your digital identity. So we want to have this trust score, and that's going to be a monetary score. So you have Nmkr tokens and you have them as your trust score. You stake them into a smart contract, and then they are locked in that smart contract and you cannot use them for a while. But now you are monetarily vulnerable and people see that you have skin in the game. So as an artist, that's very interesting, because if you have like a few Nmkr tokens, you can stake them in your account. You can say, okay, I have 500 Nmkr tokens in my account right now, so I have a higher trust level than other people who might not have any tokens in their account. Then if you do something bad, like for example, you steal art from Twitter or from DeviantArt or from Instagram or whatever and upload them as an NFT, even though you have no rights to do that, and someone finds out, they can report you. And if they report you, you get punished if the community as a whole decides, okay, this report was correct. So by doing that, by introducing this trust score, we are solving one of the biggest problems that NFTs currently have, and that is stolen art and bad actors in the space. And we want to give away this power of punishing these bad actors. We don't want to hold this power ourselves, but instead we give it away to the community, and we do it in a decentralized way. That's really the vision here. And this starts off very small with just artist verification, but when you think about it, it becomes bigger and bigger. Like you can introduce this kind of trust score into every single concept out there, because this trust is something which is needed for almost every application that you can think of where people interact with each other. By doing that, and then by also introducing digital identity verification systems, we create this combined governance trust system. And I think that's a killer application. I think that's going to be amazing. And I really hope that you can see it in the same way. And if not, then let me show you. I think it's gonna be really good, and many people will be surprised by how efficient this might be. Okay, so yeah, I basically just spoke about everything that is written here. But if you're interested, as I said, just check it out again, read through it. It's a little bit more well articulated than my English is allowing me to tonight. nftmaker.io/whitepaper. And in addition to this trust score, we also focus on ecosystem governance. That's very important, and that kind of plays into the same role, right? So it's always about governance, about voting systems, and so on. And for us, as I kept saying, it's important that we give away the control to the community about the things where it really matters. So we try to do it in a decentralized way, in every way where trust to us as a platform is required. So in this case, we want to govern basically the how do you call it, the bad actors on the marketplace. That is very important, so that we can do something against them. And we don't have to come in as a centralized entity and ban someone. Instead, the community should ban people, or the community should keep the place safe and decide on what is right and what is not right. And no central entity is allowed to decide that. And then also we want to basically implement mechanisms where you can decide on what is featured on the marketplace, what is on the front page, what we should focus on in the development, stuff like that. We try to, or we will, decentralize that as much as possible, and the token will have a real impact on the future development and what the marketplace will look like, essentially. Okay, phew. Oh, it's really stressful talking that much without anyone interrupting you. So I'm just gonna slow down a little bit. The next part is about the tokenomics. The tokenomics are actually about about how we split the token and how we distribute it. And as I mentioned, there are 10 billion tokens which we will distribute, and there are 3 different sale phases. So we have the phase 1, which is the pre-sale for the ICO, and that is already sold out. It's 7.5% of all the tokens. Then we have the second phase, which is the public ICO, which is about also 7.5% of all tokens, which we are currently in. If you're interested in buying, go to nft-maker.io/token, and everything else will be explained there. Then the third phase is going to be an IDO, so a distribution through all the DEXs. So if you don't like KYC, if you don't like registering on the centralized platform, then you can wait and you can participate in the IDO, and that's going to be very easy to do, I would say, and very good. But you will also have to pay a higher price than through the ICO. So that is kind of our deal. If you want to participate now, pay a lower price, you have to go to lcx.com and participate through the ICO. If you don't want to do that, you have to go to the IDO later on and participate through that. The third, so on the other side, the fourth actually distribution mechanism that we're using is an airdrop of 1.2% of all tokens. Those will be airdropped to holders of NFTs that were minted through NFT Maker. And then the fifth one is actually distribution through our stake pool. So as I mentioned, if you stake to the Nmkr pool, you will receive Nmkr tokens on a regular basis, and those will be distributed automatically. You can claim them then through a system that we're building, and you can just click on claim and then you will receive them. And then also a percentage is going out to the team, so to us 16%, which I think is a very reasonable amount. We have a lot of people in the team, and it's very important to incentivize everyone, not only incentivize me, but also every major other person in the team, and also, of course, to advisors and stuff like that. And then we have, as last point, the community distribution, which is 48%, so it's the largest bucket by far. And the idea here is really to distribute the tokens to people that are using NFT Maker on a regular basis. So if you use the marketplace, if you use NFT Maker Pro, if you use anything else in our ecosystem, you are getting tokens, and you will be able to claim them on a regular basis, basically on a month-to-month basis. And that is very important, because the more distributed the token is, the more decentralized the token is, the more people participate in our ecosystem, and the higher the value goes in a way, because the value derives itself from how many people are actually using it. So that is, these are our tokenomics. Here, all the token distribution events are explained again. You can look through that. It's also written down in sheet. Here's how the circulating supply will look like over time. So it's going to start off very slow, actually. We're not going to distribute a lot of tokens, but then it's going to rise and rise and rise. And then, it's on a 4-year schedule. So in 2026, we will have distributed all tokens. Yep, and that's already it. I felt like I talked for a very long time. Oh, I spoke for 48 minutes, actually. Crazy. But that's it. I'm gonna go back to the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat now. I can answer anything. So let's start at the top here. Morty iPatch actually asked, have you thought about Twitter profile picture verification, as happens now with OpenSea? Yes, of course. I mean, that would be amazing, but that's not really in our hands. So we can't really go ahead and say, okay, we're gonna implement that now or something like that. Instead, it's in the hands of Twitter. So if they decide, okay, now we support Cardano NFTs, then we will be there to help them if they want. Jack Dorsey, he's not CEO anymore. Okay. Elon Musk, if you're watching this, feel free to message me. I would love to help you implement Twitter verification mechanisms for profile pictures. I see Session Cruise in the chat. Hey Session, nice to see you. And then another question from Lunda Samor. It may be a little bit out of scope and maybe out of topic, but could NFT Maker be used for education verification? Yes, you're completely right. That is exactly what NFT Maker can be used for. That's the thing. The way we build our system is that it's as open as possible. We have an open API that you can use, and you can just say, okay, I'm this university and I'm gonna start implementing that into our process and mint an NFT for every single degree that you issue or something like that. So it will be like, it can be automated in a way, and it's flexible so that it works in this kind of thing. Of course, we could also go ahead and just mint all the different certificates that we have right now. That's not gonna be very legally binding, so it doesn't really help a lot. But the idea is that we have the system in place for when the time comes, when these universities and when these countries decide to want to issue certificates in that way. And I don't think that universities are going to be the first ones to do that. I think instead it's going to be like online certificates, online degrees and stuff like that. Okay, Curtis Lacroix. Is there a way to get LCX tokens without paying ETH gas fees? You don't have to pay ETH gas fees. We are not an Ethereum token. We are a Cardano token. So you have to pay fees when you get the token, but those fees are not ETH fees. They are LCX fees. So they are fees for the exchange that we are partnering with. Yeah, so you don't have to pay transaction fees on Ethereum. Okay, another question here from CryptCard. It's not a question about the ICO, that's already done, but maybe you can still give me a tip. I'm looking for a German-speaking contact, maybe developer, who can answer specific questions about NFTs, legal strategy for projects with special royalties. Is Simulationsfarmer from Discord German-speaking? Yes, he's German-speaking. I guess no one except German-speaking people would call themselves Simulationsfarmer. He can tell you a lot about that. If he doesn't know something, then he will give it to me and my team, and we have great people there like Ann-Christine who know their way around legal stuff, and we've been speaking to lawyers for months and months, so we kind of know a lot of stuff at this point. So I recommend talking to a Simulationsfarmer first, and then he will point you in the right direction. Okay, the price for the presale is known. The price for the presale was reduced 20% actually lower than the price for the actual sale. And the reason why we had this presale was because we have a lot of like strategic partners that we want to get on board first, like companies specifically from the Cardano ecosystem that wanted to partner with us on a closer level, and we gave them the chance to participate first. But we are extremely transparent about this kind of stuff. So yeah, it was 20% lower than the price for the ICO. And the price for the ICO is actually, I think, also 20% lower than the price for the IDO in the future. So you're still early. Okay, yes, Curtis, unfortunately, I have to pay the fees in LCX. You can exchange your ADA or whatever you're using to pay on the LCX exchange directly into LCX tokens. Unfortunately, it's not an automatic process. I'm also not happy about that. I think it's bad user experience, and I'm always about user experience. But it is what we have to live with. So just go to the LCX exchange. Maybe I can show you actually in a second, and then exchange your ADA to LCX tokens, and then use that simply to buy. Okay, how much of the ICO is sold out so far? I actually don't know, because I've been in this video here for quite some time. But I'm not gonna check if it's sold out right now, but I want to check if, here I logged in from an unconfirmed IP address, so I have to confirm it in my email system first. Give me a second. Whoop. Oh God, I have too much stuff here open. let's just bring up the landing page for now. Okay. Where's my Gmail? Okay, now we have to wait for the email from LCX, and only after I receive that email I will be able to show you how to buy some tokens. Okay, email is confirmed. Now let's sign in again. Ah, there we are. Perfect. Okay, so I signed in. Okay, and here we are. So that's what LCX looks like. This is my account. You can see I have 1000 ADA in my account. I transferred them just by simply clicking on wallet. You click on ADA, click on deposit, and then you see this ADA address. It's very simple. Just copy paste that into your Nami wallet. Click on send, copy paste it in there. And, you know, it's very easy if you know how to use an ADA wallet. But it also works with all these other coins that they support. And if we go back to dashboard here, you see there are multiple different things here. Let's go to the LCX token launchpad for now. So here you see all the different token sales that they have on LCX. So here's our token, Nmkr. Isn't it kind of crazy? And you see you can buy with ETH, Bitcoin, USDC, Euro, and ADA. ADA I specifically wanted from them because, of course, you know, we're all Cardano users. So here you can see with the other token, they do not have ADA. But for Nmkr you can pay with ADA, and there you go. And here you can essentially say, okay, I want to select ADA, let's pay, oops, here we go, let's buy for 700 or so, and then you will see, okay, how much LCX you have to pay. So here you have to pay 55.67 LCX, and you have to first buy LCX, unfortunately. So that's what I meant with the bad user experience. Unfortunately, you have to go to buy LCX tokens here, and then exchange some of your ADA or some of your other coins to LCX, and then you will be able to purchase. And that's only 1% actually. So here, this amount of LCX that you have to buy that we just saw is always 1% of the total amount that you're buying. That's just their fee, essentially. Okay, here we see ADA/LCX. Oh, it's up a lot. Yeah, probably because many people bought some LCX tokens to participate in the sale. And there you can go, and then you can just log in here as well. Oops. Okay, now we're logged in. And then you have to find my way back to ADA LCX. Exactly, and then you can just type it in here, type how much you want to have, type in the amount of ADA you're gonna pay for that, like typical exchange stuff. You see all the orders here, it's the regular exchange, nothing fancy, but easy enough, I think. So you do that, and then afterwards you go back to the token sale, and you participate, and here you can just go and participate. And here on this page, this is actually very interesting. I recommend reading through that. So here we see the vesting period. It's 180 days, so half a year, 6 months. We see the total cap for tokens that we are distributing through this sale. That's 750 million out of the total 10 billion, which will be existent like in the grand scheme in 4 years, basically, because we have a very slow distribution. And we also distributed 750 million to the pre-sale. So in total, we are distributing 1.5 billion, and more than half are already sold out. I don't know how much was sold in the ICO at the moment. Last time I checked, quite a lot was sold already. So it looks good. We're on track. And yeah, but I do think you have some chance to participate in the ICO, and it's gonna run for a few more days, or either it gets sold out, or it's gonna run for 9 more days and then stop. These are basically the two options, but of course I think it's gonna be sold out at some point in the middle, especially if you all participate. So here below you find some information about the token, like the token name, the decimals. We have our great trailer here, of course. We have our website, the white paper linked. We have the tokenomics here. We have a roadmap. We have the team, also with LinkedIn accounts to all the different people in the team, if you're interested in that. We have legal information. This is very important and very interesting also. So when you click down here, you can see all the legal stuff that went into this. So you can see, okay, the token here was considered as a utility token, and it's issued by LCX, and it's following all the Liechtenstein laws and all the laws that we need to follow to be able to issue this token. There's a lot of information in here. So if you're interested in that, feel free to check it out. This is one of the main reasons why we are partnering with LCX, because they can ensure this 100% compliance to us, and that is super important for us. Of course, that's like the main reason why we are partnering with them, as I mentioned. Okay, let's see, any more questions in the chat? Looking good, Patrick. Thanks, Francisco. Great to see you. Yeah. Okay, I don't see any more questions. I've also been speaking for an hour already. It's been a very long self-discussion. Let me check. Are there any questions somewhere else? Okay, I think that's it. Great. Cool. Then I will end the stream right here. It was a pleasure talking to you all. Thank you for all the questions. If you want to participate in the NFT-Maker ICO, feel free to right now go to nft-maker.io/token. There you will find all the information that I just spoke about for an hour. If you have any further questions, just reach out to us. We also have a Telegram group. It's called NFT-Maker, Nmkr Investors. You can just join here, and there are always people from the team who are willing to answer you. And don't fall for any scam Telegram groups. There are also a few scam Telegram groups that we've seen. Don't fall for those. Go for the official one. You will find the official one also on our official Twitter. Maybe it's also a good idea to show our official Twitter. Yes, so that's the official NFT-Maker Twitter. Only use links from here. Do not trust any third-party sources. Do not trust any DMs. Only get your information from Twitter or from our official Telegram group or our Discord or something else. But do not fall for any scams. Like this one, for example, this Telegram group that I posted right here is a scam Telegram group. Okay, I think that's it. NFT-Maker ICO happening right now. Feel free to participate. Thank you for your time, and yeah, have a great evening. Goodbye.